Hi guys, it's Ben Heath from Lead Guru, and in this video I'm going to peel back the curtain and show you my exact lead generation process. I've created dozens of Facebook ad campaigns that generate high quality leads for my own services and for my client services, and as a result I've developed a very specific strategy that works incredibly well. And I'm going to go through that strategy step by step in this video. So if you're a service provider or you're looking to generate leads for your business, then pay close attention to this video and make sure that you stick around until the end, because what I'm about to show you could completely change the way you market your business. Okay, so let's get started. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is run you through the lead funnel structure. I'm going to explain the steps included in this lead generation process. I'm going to go through and show you examples of exactly what I use at each stage so you can model from those. Should find them really, really useful. Now, this is a lead funnel that I've used to generate leads for my own business. I've used it to generate leads for clients' businesses. It works really, really well if you are a service provider. Now, I would recommend that you do watch this video until the end, because the lead funnel that I'm about to show you might seem quite similar to what I've seen online in the past, but there are some key differences, and those differences will make all the difference to the results that you get from this lead funnel. So make sure you pay close attention and watch out for those differences. I'll be sure to explain those. Okay, so let's go through the lead funnel structure. So I've got a PowerPoint presentation here. I'm just going to make that a little bit bigger so we can take a look. And don't worry about all these slides. Don't worry, I'm not going to go through all those. Just going to explain this. So this is sort of the basic 5 steps that are included. And this is the journey that your prospects are going to take as they go through this lead funnel and end up as a customer of yours. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to have a Facebook video ad. So we're going to be advertising a video to cold audiences, people that don't know your business at all. And that's step 1. As I said, I'm going to go through each of these in a lot of detail. I'm going to show you exactly how to create this video. Don't worry, it's not as difficult as you think. That video is then going to direct people. It's going to end with a call to action that directs people to a landing page. And on this landing page, as you can see in step 3, they're going to be asked to opt in for a lead magnet, to give their email address in exchange for something of value. Again, I'm going to explain the landing page, I'm going to explain the lead magnet in detail. Now, the difference already, one difference in this lead funnel that most people say, advertise a piece of content like a video, something valuable, and then retarget those people with a direct call to action that takes people to a landing page. By getting people to go straight from the Facebook video to the landing page means that you don't need 2 Facebook campaigns and it costs a lot less. So that's a key difference that I found that makes a big difference. And once people opt in for the lead magnet, they're then going to be taken to a thank you /sales page. You have to think that at this stage in the lead funnel, people have just opted in for your lead magnet. They've just given you their email address in exchange for something of value. We want to continue that momentum and capitalize on it and progress people to the next stage of the lead funnel. Now, most people really don't use thank you pages enough. They will just have a thank you page after someone opts in for their lead magnet that says, thank you very much for opting in, and that's it. But this is the perfect opportunity to get people to the next stage, which is why it's going to be a sales page. And this is a big key difference between this lead funnel and other ones that you may have seen online. And what we're going to do is we're going to encourage people right there and then on that thank you page, before they've even had a look at your lead magnet, to book a free phone consultation directly into your calendar. And that means that you can then obviously progress people to your major services when you're on the phone with them. Now, one of the advantages this lead funnel has over a lot of other lead generation efforts is that once you've got all these stages set up, it runs completely on autopilot. So you'll have a Facebook campaign that's advertising a video. People will watch the video. They'll click on the link in the description of the video. They'll go to the landing page. They'll opt in for the lead magnet. They'll go to the thank you page. They'll book a free phone consultation directly in your calendar. All you'll have to do as part of this lead generation process is you'll get an email saying, oh, someone's booked a slot with you, tomorrow at 2 o'clock. You need to give them a call tomorrow at 2 o'clock. It's a fantastic way to generate leads for a service business. It makes the lead generation process so much more fun, less of a grind. So it works really, really well. Okay, so that's it. Let's have a look at the examples of each stage, and then we'll go through them quickly. So if I bring up here and I bring this screen across, I've got everything prepared. So obviously we're going to start with the Facebook video ad. I'm going to show you, this is the one I've used primarily for my own business. Obviously I've brought up the video. It wouldn't look like this in an actual, when it's being advertised in people's news feeds. It would look a lot more like this. If it loads properly. So you can see, when they're scrolling through their Facebook newsfeed, this is the sort of thing they will see. So I'm going to go through this and explain exactly how to set up a video like this. As I said, not as difficult as you think. They're going to click on this link down here. That's going to take them through to the landing page. And this is the example landing page. Again, I'm going to go through this. This encourages them to opt in for the lead magnet, and I've got an example of that somewhere. So here we go. Here's the lead magnet. Again, I'm going to go through this, but lead magnet that I've got here is a 5-part Facebook ad template. And let me make sure that's in the screen there. 5-part Facebook ad template. So it basically helps people create Facebook ads quickly, get a better results from their Facebook ads. I've got, as you can see, some examples in here. I explain what's included. Again, I'm going to go through this. And remember, once they've opted in for the lead magnet on this page, before they even make it to the lead magnet, before it's emailed to them, they're going to be sent to a thank you /sales page. So you can see here that it says, thank you for downloading my 5-part Facebook ad template. Your requested download should be within your inbox in the next 10 minutes. I mean, we obviously send it immediately, but what we really want to do is get people on this page because we want to progress them to the next step. So watch the video below. This video would automatically play. I'll show you that. I've just paused it for now, but I'll show you that in later on. Interested in working with us, some stuff here. Then schedule a free call. So they click on this and they're taken to this page where they can book a free Facebook advertising phone consultation with me, and they can set their time zone and book in a slot. Again, I'm going to go through all this. So those are the 5 component elements. Let's go back to the beginning now and go through the video ad. I'm going to go through my example, explain a little bit about it, and show you exactly how you can create your own, how they're not as difficult to create as you might think. So let's do that now. Okay, so we're going to go through this video first, and then after that, I'm going to show you exactly how to create the Facebook advertising campaign that promotes this video. You need to create things in this order, so I think it makes the most sense. A few things I'll go through before we watch this video. Firstly, you can see that my face, I'm face to camera. This is a face to camera video, and that's really important, I think, for service providers, because the vast majority of service-based businesses, you or someone within your company is going to be interacting directly with your clients, with your customers. So they want to know that there's a real person they're going to be interacting with. You can start to connect with them on that one-to-one basis, getting in front of the camera and showing you're not just some nameless company, you're a real person, you're going to take responsibility for stuff. I think that's really, really key. They're not as difficult to create as you think. I'm going to explain what you need in terms of video equipment and stuff like that when I've just gone through this. They're not very difficult. So first thing I would really, really strongly recommend is you get in front of the camera as I've done here. Now, the second thing I'll note is the length of the video. So you can see that it's only 3 minutes and 14 seconds long. That's really important. As a digital marketer, I'd love attention spans online to be much, much larger than they are, but they're not. To cold audiences, to people who don't know who I am, I'm going to create a short video. I think 2 to 4 minutes for this style of video is really important. Remember, at the end of the video, there's going to be a call to action that encourages people to opt in for the lead magnet. If I create an hour-long video, not enough people are going to make it to the end of the video. Now, this video I'm recording right now is obviously going to be much longer, but that's really looking to deliver value to target market. I'm not necessarily looking for this direct progression. Whereas with this video, I want them to go to the next stage of the sales funnel. So keep your videos nice and short. Now, this video, the whole purpose of it is obviously to get people to opt in for a lead magnet, but you need to deliver a lot of value and deliver a lot of value at the beginning of the video. You need to tell your target market about something that they want to achieve or how to avoid something that they want to avoid. Just think, why do people in my target audience want to watch this? Why is it worth their time? So in my case, I'm a Facebook advertising content creator and service provider. That's what my business does. We create Facebook advertising campaigns for our clients and manage them. So obviously this video is about Facebook advertising. And specifically, it's called Why You're Wasting Your Time with Facebook. So the value in this video is that most people are wasting their time with Facebook because they're doing it completely wrong. This video is going to tell you why you're getting it wrong and how you can change things so that it can actually make a difference for your business. So that's the value of the video. That's the hook that gets people in, that then allows me to advertise my lead magnet. Now, just a point on that, the title, Why You're Wasting Your Time with Facebook, is quite interesting. It's obviously quite controversial. Most people wouldn't think that a Facebook service provider would create a video like that. And that's part of the reason why this video has worked incredibly well. So, I think this one's got over 130,000 views. It's added tens of thousands of people to our email list who opted in for our lead magnets, performed very well. But that is kind of controversial, isn't it? Why you're wasting your time with Facebook. Now, I'm not saying that Facebook is a waste of time. I'm saying that you, person watching this, is wasting your time because you're getting it wrong. If you can be a little bit controversial, if you can hook people in like that, that's something that I would recommend. Anyway, I've talked about this enough. Let's get started and let's start going through this video now. So I'm going to quickly play it. Forgive the audio quality, it won't be good. I'm playing a video that I'm recording with a laptop, so you just have to forgive that. You can always come to this video and check it out. I'll make sure I include a link to this in the video description so you can have a look. If you're trying to promote your business on Facebook, then you're probably wasting your time. And in this video, I'm going to explain why and what you need to do on Facebook to actually get results. My name's Ben Heath, and So you can see right at the beginning, I'm explaining what this video is about, what people need to, where the value is going to come from in this video. I'm going to explain why and what you need to do to actually get results. And now I'm going to start introducing myself. Which is a London-based digital marketing agency. Okay, so the vast majority of small business owners and marketers... So all I did there was quickly introduce myself, establish a bit of credibility, founder and CEO of a digital marketing agency. That's why you should listen to me when I'm, you should listen to the rest of this video, just establish a bit of credibility. If you could do that, if you can say, look, I've been a plumber for 25 years, this is how you make sure your drains don't get blocked or whatever it is, then get that in there. And then now I move into the meat of the video and start delivering the content. I start explaining why people are wasting their time and what they need to do to get better results. Promoting their businesses on Facebook aren't really getting any results. And they aren't really getting any results for two reasons. Number one, no one's watching. And number two, no one cares. Okay, so let me start by explaining number one, no one's watching. Unless you are paying to promote your content on Facebook, very few people are going to see it. And that's true even if your Facebook page has 60,000 plus likes, just like ours does. You have to remember that yes, Facebook is a social network, but it's also an advertising platform. They make money from their advertisers, not from their regular users. So of course, they're going to give their advertisers' content a lot more priority, and that's what's going to show up in people's news feeds. And this isn't a bad thing on their part. Facebook is a for-profit company, and just like you and me, they're going to prioritize their paying customers. The good news is that it's not that expensive to advertise on Facebook. But I will say that if you're not willing to put at least a little bit of money behind your promotions, then to be honest, you're wasting your time. Okay, so let's move on to point number two. No one cares. Just paying to promote your business on Facebook. I'm just going to stop it at that point. Obviously, that's sort of halfway through the value section of this video. And one thing you'll notice is that it's quite professionally produced. Again, not very difficult to do, but I do think that's important, particularly if you're working B2B. Other businesses want to work with businesses that they deem to be professional. So you can see that I'm not, unlike in this video where it's a much longer format, I'm not mumbling over my words, I'm not getting anything wrong, it's been nicely edited. There's things that pop up on the screen, the lighting's good, the audio for you on this video won't be decent, but the audio is pretty good. And I think these are points that you do want to tick if possible. Again, I'm going to explain how you do that, but that's just a good point to note at this stage. Let's carry on. Isn't good enough. You need to promote something that people actually care about. I see so many small businesses posting things on Facebook that are all about them and their company, but no one cares about that stuff. No one cares about your company updates. The Facebook newsfeed is a really interesting place with tons of distractions. So if you're going to grab people's attention, you need to promote something that people actually care about. And for the most part, people care about a couple of things. They care about things that are entertaining, and they care about things that will help them achieve something they want to achieve. So that would be something educational. Some businesses can promote things that are entertaining, and I'm sure you've seen examples of that. But the majority can't. It just doesn't make sense, and they need to go down the educational route. And that's okay, because if you have something interesting and valuable to show people, they will listen to you. And once they're listening to you, then you have the perfect opportunity to sell to them. So to stop wasting your time with Facebook and deliver actual results, you need to pay to promote your content, and you need to promote content that is highly valuable and that your target market cares about. Now, just at that last section, I was just summarizing the value that I've given in the content, and you can see that I haven't gone into a lot of depth. You can't when you're creating a short video like this. And this is the perfect sort of thing to go out to cold audiences that perhaps don't know that much about Facebook and about promoting it. It's kind of top level and it's kind of introductory. I'm saying, look, the two things you need to do is pay to promote your stuff on Facebook. Organic reach on Facebook is more or less dead, and you need to pay to promote stuff that people actually care about. Don't just put up an ad that says, please come work with me. It's not going to work. So that's the value in the thing. Now I'm moving into the call to action section at the end, which is absolutely key. This is what's going to drive people to the landing page and get them to opt in for the lead magnet. Now, there are a lot of people online that will say you should advertise a video like this, and then you should just end it with, thank you very much, talk to you soon. And then you should retarget with another Facebook advertising campaign, a direct ad for the lead magnet. Now, the reason why this method works a lot better is you only need one Facebook advertising campaign to do it this way instead of having two, which obviously costs a lot less. When you're talking about halving your cost per lead, that's a huge adjustment. It's going to have a massive impact on the success of your campaign. So this call to action here is really, really key. So pay close attention to this. Now, just before we wrap up, I want to quickly tell you about something that will help you get much better results from your Facebook ads. And that's a 5-part Facebook ad template that I've created and that you can download right now for free. In this ad template, I've included some of our best performing ads that we've created for our clients in a number of different industries. I've broken each ad down and explained what we've included in each and why. So if you're looking to promote your business on Facebook, then you'll find this really, really useful. You can obviously model from the examples given, and it should really help you guys out. As I said, you can download it right now for free. All you need to do is click on the link in the video description above. That will take you through to our website, and you'll be able to download it there. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share. I would really appreciate that. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, so let's stop that before it moves on to the next video and get rid of that. So you can just see that it just says here, click the link in the video description to download the 5-part Facebook ad template. So you can see that out of this video, it's 3 and a bit minutes long. A good 30-35 seconds of it is dedicated purely to the call to action and to the lead magnet. And hopefully you'll notice throughout that video, I'm not shy at all. I'm not shy about the content. I am an expert in my field. If you're a service provider, you're almost certainly an expert in your field. So when you know your stuff, when you're confident about what you're talking about, you can say, look, this is the way it is. This is what's going to help you out. And this is how you should be doing it. Simple as that. So, I think that's an important point to be confident in delivery. And I'm not shy about the lead magnet. I know the lead magnet's great. The 5-part Facebook ad template has helped tens of thousands of people that have downloaded it. So I'm not shy about really promoting that and pushing that, as you can see at the end of the video. Now, a couple of things to note. So in order to create videos like this, you might be thinking, how on earth can I create a video like that? First thing I would recommend is script out your entire video. Doesn't take very long. Write out exactly what you're going to say, plan it, and make sure it looks professional as I've done there. So that video is entirely scripted out. That's why the delivery comes across quite well. Second thing is you need a bit of equipment. So you need a couple of box lights, very cheap to buy on somewhere like Amazon. That's what gets the nice lighting, makes you look like you're not recording it in a dungeon like videos without lighting can often do. So get a couple of box lights that create that nice soft light. Get a lapel mic, again, very cheap to get on Amazon. That'll improve the audio quality. And then that's been recorded with a DSLR camera. Anything that can record in full HD will more than be adequate. And then the only other thing I've got, which is somewhat optional to be honest, because you can just do it against a white wall, is I've got a sort of canvas sheet up behind me with a stand that enables you to sort of put that up there and have that sheet behind you. And that can just make the background look a bit better than just being directly behind, in front of a white wall or something like that. So that's in terms of, and that's all the equipment you need. You're talking about, $100 to buy all that sort of stuff. Oh, maybe the DSLR camera will be more, but you might already have one of those. You almost certainly have a friend or a relative that has one of those that you can borrow if you don't want to buy your own. Otherwise, all the other stuff is around about $100 will do it. Oh, and then with the camera, I've got a tripod. That's probably fairly obvious, but that's it. And that's all you need. That's all the equipment you need. Script out every line. And the way I do it is I have my laptop in front of me, obviously off camera, and I will read, instead of memorizing it all, I will read a line, read it to myself to memorize it. I'll look up the camera and I will deliver that line to the camera. And then that will mean that the videos are sort of in sentences, in chunks. And what you can see, I'll just go back so you can look, is that I'm moving around the screen for each sentence. So let's just quickly play this so you can see what I mean. Majority can't. It just doesn't make sense, and they need to go down the educational route. And that's okay, because if you have something... So just moved around a little bit on the screen. Now, all I've done is I've stood on one spot to do that, and I've got a video editor to move me around. So each sentence I'm moving around slightly. And that's just a simple audience retention trick. So if you can add that in, the moving around the screen just keeps people interested a little bit longer. They're going to watch more of your video, which is important because remember, the video is all about getting people to the end to find out about your lead magnet and go to the next stage of your sales funnel. Okay, so that's the basics of the video itself. Now let's quickly take a look at the text we've got in the ad. So obviously it wouldn't be in this format, it would be in the news feed, but this is all the information it contains. they'd watch the video, and you can see right at the end I say, click the link in the video description to download the 5-part Facebook ad template. So let's have a quick look at this video description. So here we have, if you're trying to promote your business on Facebook, then you're probably wasting your time. And in this video, I explain why and what you need to do to actually get results. So all I'm doing here is I'm just summarizing the video. Those are the first 2 lines that were included in the video itself. I've just put that in there, and then immediately I'm moving on to the pivot to talk about the lead magnet and the 5-part Facebook ad template. I've also created a 5-part Facebook ad template that you can download right now for free. This template includes some of the best performing ads we've created for our clients in multiple industries, and if you're looking to promote your business on Facebook, you'll find it very useful. So again, we're just selling the lead magnet here. Why do people want to take the time to click on the link and then give over their email address? Oh, they want to do it because they want to get this lead magnet. It says to download this free ad template, click here. So this is the ad. This is obviously not what it looked like, but this is what's going to be included in the video ad. That's it. It's very simple. I'll include a link to this in the video description. Go through this, model from it, that sort of length, my delivery, what I'm talking about, model all those things. Obviously, don't copy the content. It won't work for your business. Make sure it's specific to what you provide. So you really model from this, and so you can get the idea, and it does perform very, very well. Okay, so that's the video itself. Now we need to create the promote this video before we move on to the next stages. Okay, so here we are now inside our Facebook ad account. I'm going to show you how to create the Facebook ad campaign that is promoting that video. I want to go through and create a new one so you can see exactly how it works and all the buttons to press and the things to include and things to exclude and all that sort of stuff. Now, and one thing I will quickly mention, you can see on this screen, is the results that campaign has got. So you can see it's this one here. This is the campaign the video is being promoted in. It's generated so far 16,108 leads. Now, we've got other campaigns, obviously. That's over the last 5-6 months or so, performed incredibly well. Now, those leads are email opt-ins. So people who have opted in for the 5-part Facebook ad template as a result of that video. So obviously, those haven't converted into phone consultations as we are in this lead funnel structure. There's no way, we could have handled 16,000 phone calls in the last 6 months. But that just shows you, once you get this right, once you get that video right, that first step, it can work so, so well. Okay, so with that said, let's now create a campaign. So you want to come over here and click create. And apologies if this is a bit slow, because I'm recording this, it's likely to be a little bit slow. So let's go with lead funnel campaign for the name. Okay, buying type we're going to leave as auction. Campaign objective, really, really important thing. I'll quickly explain. So a campaign objective, I've actually just written a blog post about this. You guys can go to my website and check that out, all about the 13 Facebook campaign objectives. A campaign objective, basically, what you're telling Facebook is, this is what I want. So it automatically defaults to traffic. You can have, app installs, video views. And what that means is, within the target audience that you select, Facebook will put your ad in front of the people that it thinks are most likely to do one of these things. So traffic, it's who Facebook thinks is most likely to click on your link. Page likes, it's who Facebook thinks is most likely to like your page. And the Facebook algorithms are very, very sophisticated. They've got a lot of data on all their users, a lot of which has been in the news recently. What that means is that selecting this conversion objective can make a big, big difference to your campaign, because Facebook will optimize for that objective. So it's really important that you get this right. Now, what we're going to optimize for here, obviously the end goal is to end up with free phone consultations with prospects. But we're going to optimize for a lower stage in this lead generation funnel, and we're going to optimize for leads, just as I had with that campaign there. We want to get as many people to opt in for our lead magnet, because those people are the ones who are going to reach our thank you /sales page as possible. So that's what we want to tell Facebook that we want. So you want to come down and select conversions. Key result, we want to change from purchases to leads. Now, in order for this to work, in order to have conversions as a campaign objective and then to go after the key result of leads, you need to have the Facebook pixel installed on your website. And on the thank you /sales page, you need the lead event code. So I've created videos, check out my YouTube channel. I'll include a link in the video description about how to install the Facebook pixel on your website. Depending on what sort of website you have, whether it's a Shopify site or a WordPress site, you can Google around how to install the Facebook pixel, how to install lead event code. You need those two things. You need to get that right for this to work. So don't skip that out. Make sure that you do that. but I'm going to move on for now. So create an ad set. So I'm just going to give this a name like I normally do and just call it placeholder, and then we'll create the ad in a second. That's all you need to know about the campaign stage. So go ahead and click Save to Draft. And it's going to take a little bit of time. And then, so that's the campaign stage. There's sort of 3 levels to a Facebook ad campaign. If you're not familiar, you've got your campaign stage, you've got your ad set, which is all about who you're going to be advertising to and where on Facebook your ads are going to appear. And then you've got your ad, which we've already covered. In this case, that's the video and the accompanying text. So that's all the stuff that we want to know about our campaign, our lead funnel campaign, conversions, auction, campaign spending limit. If you want to make sure you don't spend too much, then you can set that up. Don't worry about this for now, but minimize that, go into lead funnel campaign, and now we need to edit our ad set. So go ahead and select edit. Okay, so here we are now inside our ad set. Now this is where we decide 2 things. We decide who we're going to be advertising to, and we decide where on Facebook we want to advertise. So let's get started. So the first thing you need to do is in this conversion window is obviously we are running a conversion campaign objective. That's what we want the campaign to optimize for. And yes, website, and we want to use the lead event code. You could optimize for purchase, add to cart. There's a few different options depending on what your business does. But in this case, service-based businesses looking to generate leads, we're going to use the lead objective, which registers when people opt in for our lead magnet and then land on that all-important thank you /sales page. Okay, so select lead in there. For now, let's just keep it really simple and exclude those. Daily budget, it really is up to you. What I usually say to people is start off small, establish if something works, and then look to scale up. If you want to start with, something like $5 a day, $10 a day, that could be a decent starting point. If you've got a much larger business with staff, you need to make payroll and this needs to mean something, obviously start larger. But don't get too hung up on the budget. Start with something that you don't mind losing if it doesn't work out, and then establish at that level, get to a point where it's working well for you, and then look to scale from there. I'm just going to leave that as is. Start and end date. I don't bother setting an end date because I know I'm going to come back into this campaign and adjust it regularly. You could, of course, if you want to end it before a certain event, absolutely fine. Go ahead and edit that. Okay, now we get into the audience section. Custom audiences. I'm going to create another video all about custom audiences because they're a whole topic in of itself. Basically, custom audiences are people that already know your business. So you can advertise to people, for example, that have visited your website, that are maybe on your email list, that are your previous customers, stuff like that. You do all that in custom audiences. I'm not going to go into that in this video. I don't want to make it too long, but they're really, really powerful. If you do have, website visitors, a previous customer list, something like that, then look to use custom audiences and, of course, lookalike audiences, which spring off of those. But again, I'm going to create a separate video all about that. The majority of you are going to be advertising to cold audiences, and this strategy, most of the time, you are going to be advertising to people that don't know about you and don't know much about your business. So we want to focus on the cold audience element of things. Now, locations. So if you operate nationwide, multiple countries, then obviously include the countries that you want to advertise to. Most service providers operate on a local basis. So you can come in, for example, and you could enter in. So I live in West London, so I could put in West London in here. In fact, I don't want to put obviously in anything too specific, but I could put in London within 25 miles. I could be a lot more specific. I could put in my physical address, and then do within 5 miles, 10 miles of there, whatever. But yeah, so obviously for people to become customers of yours in the end, they need to live or operate within your area of operation. So just enter that in here. If you do operate nationwide, then go ahead and select the whole nation. Just like our business, for example, is not only nationwide, but we're international. We work with clients in English-speaking countries. We've got them in America, obviously the UK, Canada, Australia. But what I would often recommend is you start with one country to begin with if you do operate over different countries. So perhaps, for example, in our case, because we're based in the UK, we would start with the UK and then look to add Canada and the United States and other countries as we go on. But whatever your physical location is in your area of operation, that's what needs to be put in here. So I'm going to put United Kingdom in there. Age range. Hopefully you've already got a pretty good idea of the demographics of your target market. So hopefully you'll know that most of your customers are males aged 30 to 50, for example, something along those lines. So for our business, for our advertising purposes, we have quite a wide range. It could be either men or women. We usually select 30 and over, and we cap it at around about 55. So we want to work with business owners and marketers that are fairly senior in decision-making positions in larger companies, still relatively tech savvy, otherwise they wouldn't be interested in anything like this in the first place. So around about 30 to 55. We do change that for various things. That's usually about our age grade, both men and women. Okay, and then the key with Facebook, with who you're going to advertise to, is really in the detailed targeting. So again, I'm going to create another video all about using Facebook's Audience Insights tool, which I'd recommend you do. So you get there, by the way, you get to Audience Insights just by clicking on these 3 lines at the top and going across to Audience Insights. That's a great tool for finding cold audiences to target, finding different targeting options that you might want to test, and also you can clarify some of the demographic information about your business. So let's say, for example, you're not sure what age or gender your target customer mainly is. We could go in and say, for example, add in an interest that you know is closely related to the service that you provide, and Facebook will be able to tell you within Audience Insights, oh, you know what, 78% of your market is female, therefore you should probably start by targeting females. I'm going to create another video about that. Let's move on. So what you want to do here in the detailed targeting is add in an interest or maybe a behavioral category, something that you know is likely to contain great prospects for your business. So for example, I know that people that are interested in Facebook for Business is a great targeting option for my business, because people that are interested in that are interested in generating business through Facebook. They're interested in advertising on Facebook, which is exactly who we want to be advertising in. But it completely depends on your business what could be in here. I mean, obviously, if you're some are fairly straightforward. If you're a fishing instructor, you could enter in people interested in fishing. If you teach the violin or something, then there's that. B2B side of things can often be a little bit more difficult. So in that case, maybe you could go after specific companies and you could see, who works for specific companies or what their job title is. There are some different targeting options. So what I recommend you do, if you don't already know, is browse through the options, go through the options, have a look, and really think about, okay, are my prospects, what education level? Have they been to university? Have they not? What financial level are they? What's their income? What's their net worth? Are they parents? Politics probably less likely to play a thing, but are they getting married? My service is to do with weddings, relationships, obviously going to be a massive thing. I can select engaged. That's going to be really important. So there are tons of great options. Go through these here. This is very, very dependent on your individual business. Now, one thing to keep your eye on is potential reach. So you want a reasonable audience size. When when I create videos talking about advertising other types of things on Facebook, we're often going for much larger audiences. But most service providers have a very limited number of the amount of people that they can work with. So you don't need massive audiences in here. And the advantage of that is you can afford to be very specific. So, if you're operating just on a national, a countrywide or international basis, then you can be very, very specific, because you don't need that many people in your target audience. I mean, how many phone calls can you possibly have with prospects? If you're operating on a local basis, you have to keep this broader, because of course the audience sizes are automatically going to be smaller because you're only advertising to a local basis. I would say that for most service providers, anything above 50,000 is absolutely fine. Now, of course, if you're you're running this Facebook advertising campaign to generate leads for services for a business with hundreds of employees, and you need many, many, many thousands of leads on a regular basis, then you might need a larger audience size. But anything around about 50,000, I think, is absolutely fine. If it is larger, that's not a problem at all. And one thing I will say is, if you find, let's say I've added in a targeting here. So let's say instead of Facebook for Business, which is already pretty specific and pretty good, let's say I added in something a lot broader that we might target, like Facebook page admins. So let's add that in there. 5.3 million Facebook page admins in the UK. Okay, that's far broader than we want to do. So we've got a few options. We can either exclude people. So let's say, you've got a target audience, but you know what, there's this whole group of people within that just are not going to be right for my service. You want to exclude those, absolutely fine. Or you can narrow the audience. So for example, we might want them to be Facebook page admins, but we might also want them to be interested in Facebook for Business. Now, this isn't going to make a huge amount of sense because everyone who's interested in Facebook for Business is, well, I'd be amazed if anyone's not a Facebook page admin. But you can see how you could use these for your own business to narrow that audience down. I mean, that's brought us right down to 53,000, for example. But you might have certain parameters. Let's say, for example, you're a B2C service provider and you want people who are interested in your service, but you only want to work with you might, for example, narrow down your audience to people who only earn over $100,000 a year or higher than that. Something along those lines, just to get that audience down, to make sure that the people in it are your ideal prospects. But don't sweat the potential reach too much. Like, just don't worry about it. People get so hung up. I'm going to add Facebook for Business back in. People get so hung up on getting just the right audience size. We'll get this right. Don't worry about it. And of course, hopefully when you're going through this, you'll not just find one option that you think is good, you'll find 3 or 4 different options. If that's the case, then what I'd recommend is don't include them all within one ad set. Create multiple ad sets with the different options. Because what you want to be able to see is, okay, if we advertise to people that are interested in Facebook for Business versus advertise to people that are Facebook page admins versus some other targeting options that we might use, we want to know which one works best. Because you might find that one's costing you £1 per lead magnet opt-in, one's costing you £3 per lead magnet opt-in. So it's really important to break those out. Expand interest when it may increase conversions at a lower cost per conversion. There are some types of campaigns where I like including this because we want much larger audiences. With this in particular, we don't want to select, with this sort of campaign, this lead funnel structure, we don't want to select this because what we don't want to do is we don't want Facebook to get us loads of people to opt in for our lead magnet who might not necessarily make good clients for us when it comes to progressing them further down our lead funnel. So I'd leave that unticked for now. Ignore connections. Okay, here we get onto placements. So there are definitely people in the industry that disagree with me. A lot of people more and more are recommending that you go with automatic placements. It's something I regularly test, but I find that the vast majority of stuff that comes from Facebook, the leads, the interaction, the engagement, the purchases, whatever sort of thing it is you're advertising, come from the Facebook news feeds. So I still like to deselect, I've reselected that, deselect all the other options. My computer's being a bit slow, and simply start with the Facebook news feeds. Of course, if you want to test various placement options, you can, and you can very quickly find out within a couple of days of running a campaign where you're generating your leads from, which placement, and you can go back in to your ad set and edit these options. You can remove them, but I like to start with just the news feeds. All mobile devices is absolutely fine. Leave that unselected. Okay, optimization and delivery. So we want to optimize the ad delivery for conversions. That's what we want Facebook to do for us. So for example, it could be landing pages, could be link clicks, etc. I would leave that deselected for now. Conversion window, leave that 7 days click or 1 day view. I don't think it will make that much difference. And then bid strategy, lowest cost. Of course, that's exactly what we want to be able to get. Not 100% sure why they've got a secondary option. We want to get leads for the least price possible. Leave that as is, and everything else is absolutely fine. This ad set is now ready to go. So what I would do, for example, to show you the naming convention, is I would come back in and we've got, what have we got? We've got UK, we're targeting the UK, we're doing 30 to 55, and we're doing Facebook for Business. Now, if I was to create 3 or 4 different ad sets, I could now see that against, for example, the same, but let's say that was Facebook page admins, and I could see really easily, this one's generating leads for X amount, this one's generating leads for twice the price. Let's reallocate the budget to the best performing ad set. Those optimizations and adjustments you make once the campaign is live are really important. So don't just ignore your campaign once it's up there. And this becomes more important if you want to test 12 different ad sets, as we'll often do for our clients. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now click on this ad set to go in, and now we need to create the ad. Of course, we know exactly what the ad is going to include, right, lead funnel campaign. Let me just select this stuff here, and then we want to create a new ad. So I'm going to go with why your voice time with Facebook video, because that's what this ad is going to be. We've already been through it, so I'm not going to spend hardly any time on this. I'm just going to very quickly show you how to set this up, how I'd recommend you go about setting this up. So here we go. So it's popped up here while you're wasting your time with this video. Now, You can, of course, create your ad right here within Ads Manager. So you could, select video. You could go ahead and upload your video, add the text in here. Make sure you've got the website URL you're linking to the landing page on your website. But that's not what I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend creating your ad in here, and that's because of social proof. Now, let's say, for example, I've talked already about you may want to create 3 or 4 different ad sets. In fact, I would recommend it. Now, if that's the case, if you create ad within each ad set, those are going to be different ads, and all the likes, comments, shares, and stuff like that are going to be spread across, in that case, 4 different ads if you've got 4 different ad sets. And that's magnified if you want to create a couple of different ad variations. So let's say you want to keep your same video, but you want to use 2 different text variations with 2 different copy variations. You might have 8 ads, and all that social proof is going to be split across 8 different ads. Now, if you use existing post instead, I find it much more effective. You want all that social proof on one ad post, so that when people see it and it's got dozens of comments and likes and shares, they're going to pay more attention to that ad. It's effectively the same as like a TripAdvisor review. If somewhere's got loads of great reviews, you're going to pay more attention to it and consider it more as a hotel to stay at or whatever. Same with a Facebook ad. If it's got lots of social proof, people are going to give it more time because there's an endorsement from all those other people. So what I recommend you do instead is upload your video to your Facebook page, obviously include the text, publish that post, and then you can come in here and you can select use existing post, and then you simply need to select a post. So you'll see tons of different videos in here. As I said, this was published probably 5 or 6 months ago. I'm going to scroll down. Here we go. I think this one's about right in there. So let's go ahead and select this one. If you're trying to promote your business on Facebook, that's the one. Why you're wasting your time with Facebook. So you can see, for example, that this one post has got 1.5 thousand, likes, hearts, and all the other different options. 358 comments, 261 shares. And what that means is when that ad shows up in someone's newsfeed, looking just like what you can see here, people are going to pay more attention to it. They go, okay, this is, people obviously like this. It's acting as social proof. So that's why I'd recommend use existing post. And it also means that this step is super easy. I don't need to do anything else. Obviously, for this campaign to work properly, remember, you need the Facebook pixel installed, you need the lead event installed. So make sure that's taken care of, and you don't need to worry about any of this. And then you can go ahead and select publish. Just a note on the Facebook pixel, by the way, guys. If you have no idea how to do this, and the idea of setting this up technically is terrifying, just go onto upwork.com, find someone to do it for you. They'll probably charge $10, $20, something like that. Very inexpensive, well worth doing. And whilst we're talking about upwork.com, I'll quickly mention about the video. Is when I said I hand my raw footage over to a video editor, I'd recommend you find them on upwork.com. Great place to find freelancers that are very inexpensive, come with tons of reviews, so you've got quality. Would really recommend you do that as opposed to trying to do it yourself. It can take forever. So upwork.com if you need help with the Facebook pixel and for your video editing needs. In fact, to be honest, a lot of the things that I do where I need little jobs for, I will go to upwork.com to find people. Really, really good. I'll include a link to that in the video description. So now I'm not going to do this, obviously, because I've already got a campaign running, but you would now go in and select publish, and your campaign would be live. Okay, so that's now the Facebook advertising campaign covered. Hopefully, gone through the options. You can go back through this video and set yours up. Now we need to move on to the next stage, which is the landing page. That's the place that people are going to arrive at, from the link in your video ad where they're going to opt in for your lead magnet. So let's jump into that now. Okay, so this is the landing page that people are taken to from the Facebook video ad, and I'm going to quickly go through this because what's included in this page and the layout of it, the structure of it, is really important. This page is converted north of 60%, which means more than 60% of the people that have landed on it have gone on to opt in for the 5-part Facebook ad template, which is really, really high. Industry average is probably about 20 to 40%. That's the sort of range that most landing pages get. Anything over 40%, you're doing really well. So feel free to model from this page. I will include a link to it in the video description. So come here, take a look at this page, model from it when you're creating your own landing page. And whilst you're there, opt in for the lead magnet. The 5-part Facebook ad template is really useful. If you're advertising on Facebook, you'll find it helpful, and you can kind of as well. So first thing you'll notice is there's no header navigation. So there's no menu up here. You can't get to the about page, services page, contact page, whatever. And that's on purpose. So with these pages, what you want to do is you want to minimize distractions. You want people to take one very specific action, and that's opt in for the lead magnet, which they can do by giving their name and email address here. If you have links up here, people will click on them, they'll navigate around your website to have a look, and they won't make it back to this page, and they won't end up opting in. So where possible, get rid of as much navigation and distractions as possible. Having said that, I'm going to quickly scroll down to the footer. We have got some links down at the bottom of this page: home, contact, login, terms, conditions, privacy policy, etc. Because we're advertising this page on Facebook, we're directly linking to it. Facebook doesn't want you to send people to what's called dead ends, so places where they can't basically get out of when they navigate there. So having some links in the footer is necessary. Make sure whenever you're advertising on Facebook, you always want to make sure that you're not breaching Facebook's advertiser policies. They will suspend your account, and if you do it multiple times, will ban your account. I've come across that many times. So would strongly recommend that you read through those advertiser policies at some point. They're not actually that long. It's not horrendously onerous like it sounds. You can get a really quick, good idea of, okay, can't do this, etc., etc. We've made that mistake where we haven't done that before and run into issues, so I'd recommend you do that. So that's why these links are in here. Ideally, I wouldn't have them on, but what can you do? Okay, then we get into the meat of the page itself. So first thing we've got is a free download. So rule in digital marketing that you can't say something's free enough if it is actually free. This is completely free, so we've got that up there. Then we've just got the title in red to really grab people's attention. 5-part Facebook ad template, that's what it is. And then I'm not going to go through this, I'm not going to read through all of this, but you'll see that the text beneath that, it's short and sweet. Look, we've only got 4 bullet points, but it's really benefit rich. Remember, you have to sell your lead magnet. You have to really convince people to opt in for it. They don't want to give you their email address. They're worried that you're going to spam you. Everyone already receives tons and tons of emails every day. So they don't want to give you their email address. You need to overcome that by really sort of selling the benefits of having it. So in this, including the Facebook ad template is our value first strategy that helps you generate low cost leads and sales. We've got in here, 5 elements of any Facebook ad, convince your target market to click, and most importantly, convert. So these are things that people want. They want low cost leads and sales. They want, ideal customers to know that their ads are for them. They want, to convince target market to click and convert. So think about what your lead magnet does, and we're going to get onto lead magnets in a minute. The benefits that your target market will get, I should say, by downloading it. Include those in there. Really important. Take a lot of time on these guys. If it takes you, 2 hours to write 4 bullet points, that sounds crazy, but that's fine. These are really, really important. Then we've included an image. Always think that's a nice little touch. Probably doesn't make a huge amount of difference, but having an image in there probably just makes it real that they're getting something in exchange for their email address. Then obviously we've got the opt-in information. Don't ask for any more information than you need. So if at this stage, you don't need a phone number, that's going to come next. So we just ask for a name and an email address. The reason why we do it this way is because if you ask for too much information here, number one, you'll decrease your conversion rate on this page. But number two, it's just too early. All that people have done so far, all that people have interacted with your business, they've watched a video on Facebook, they've clicked on a link and landed on this page. It's too early to start saying, come work with us, give us your phone number and we'll call you back, etc., etc. So just ask for a name and email address. One step further, we'll be able to add those things in. Then we've got Get Instant Access in a great big ugly orange button. Something I would recommend. You want people who land on this page, you want their eyes to be automatically drawn to this button. It doesn't go with the sort of the design of the page with the blacks and reds and blues and it's just orange. But you do want it to stand out. That has been shown to help. The graphic designers and web designers of you probably don't like the look of that, but put in a big old ugly button so that people are drawn to it. Then beneath that, we've just got a link to our privacy policy. I'm not sure whether or not you have to do that. I think with the new GDPR stuff coming in, you will have to. But we've always included that, like to include that. People want to know what you're going to do with their data. So you can click on that, you can see we're not going to do anything bad with it at all. We're just going to use it for its intended purposes. Send you a template and stuff like that. So that's the page. Pretty straightforward. What we use to make this, we've got a WordPress website and we use the Optimize Press plugin to create this. So I don't know how to do how to code anything. In fact, no one in my team does. If we do need anything like that, we get external help. But we don't need to code anything to set up a page like this. We can just do all this with an optimized press, drag and drop, write in the text, super easy, super straightforward. Hook this up to MailChimp, which is our email service provider, so that the template is automatically delivered when people enter in their details. It makes the whole process a lot easier. I'll include a link to Optimized Press in the video description. Once they obviously get this, they'll be taken to the thank you/sales page. They'll also be emailed the lead magnet. We do need to quickly go over that, because if you don't have that part right, the whole strategy falls apart. So let's do that now. So here we now have our 5-part Facebook ad template as our best performing lead magnet. As you saw from the campaign a while ago, this campaign alone, 1,000 opt-ins for this thing. We had a previous version of that video before I re-recorded that had over 400,000 views, and that had even more opt-ins. So this has performed really, really well. And of course, for this strategy to work, people need to opt in for your lead magnet, so it needs to be something that people actually want. It needs to deliver a lot of value. So again, when you're thinking about creating your lead magnet, think, right, what can I give in an automatic format so it can automatically be delivered? You're not actively delivering the service. That can, what I always like to say about lead magnets is help your customers or your prospects achieve something they want to achieve or avoid something they want to avoid. So it might, something that's really annoying them and you've got a solution, create a lead magnet for it. But if you've got something that, I really want X. So in our case, it's achieve something they want to achieve. We know that our target market are advertising on Facebook or interested in advertising on Facebook. They want better Facebook ads because that's going to produce better results for their business. And this 5-part Facebook ad template is designed to do exactly that. Now, a lot of lead magnets, there's a bunch of different formats you can use. You can create, reports, guides, templates, similar to this one. You could use a video training. You could run a webinar, although I'm not a big fan of a webinar. I think it's too involved. With your lead magnet, it needs to deliver a lot of value, and ideally it will be consumed quickly and easily, because what you don't want is you don't want your prospects thinking, I'm not going to opt in for that because I don't have time to go through it. And that's where I feel a webinar comes in. Now, if you want to know more about creating lead magnets, I've created a video that's all about how to build an email list with Facebook, where obviously you need to talk about lead magnets a lot because that's the strategy that's used. And at the beginning of that video, the first sort of 15, 20 minutes is all talking about lead magnets. And I give a whole bunch of examples of different businesses and the sort of lead magnets that they could create. So I'll include a link to that video. It's called How to Build Facebook Ads 2018 and How to Build an Email List with Facebook Advertising is the title of the video. Check that out. Watch the first 20 minutes or so, because that goes into a lot of detail on lead magnets. I want to keep this video as short as possible because we're only at stage 3 out of 5 and it's the risk of getting too long. So let's quickly go through this. So I've mentioned designed to deliver a lot of value. So the way this lead magnet's 5-part Facebook ad template sort of works is what I've done is I've used, so I'll go through the pages. I start by sort of introducing our company a little bit, explaining a little bit about us, why we're credible. So I know that most people advertising on Facebook, their business is split into sort of 3 different categories. You've got local/service. You've got, I'll scroll down, it's be too long. You've got e-commerce/product businesses, and you've got, that's where I am. Digital/information product businesses. Those are the sort of general 3 categories. So what I do is for each one, I've got an example ad. So for the local/service, which is what most people watching this video will be interested in, I've used an example of a interior design company that we've worked with. I've included an ad example. I've broken the ad into its component parts, text, image, headline, etc., and then I've explained what each component part does, why we've included it, how it works really well, etc. Now, this is really useful because people can go in and they can go, okay, I'm not an interior design company, but I, I'm a hairdresser, for example, and they could come in and they could see, okay, well they've used this method here of calling out to the target market, which is explained in point 1. Call out to your target market. Great. So I could do that. Let's say my target market, I'm a barbers. I'm just after men. So fine, I could call out to men. Maybe I specialize in X, Y, Z. I can call out to target market. So you can come in here and you can use the examples and the tactics given, and that's what we've got included. That's what this lead magnet is all about. So it's, quick and easy to consume. People can come through and have a look and work it out. I'd recommend you guys come down and come in, opt in for this, download it and go through it. Delivers a lot of value, does so nice and quickly, and it moves people on to the next stage. As I said, if you want a lot more details on creating lead magnets, then check out that video I mentioned about building an email list. First 20 minutes is all about lead magnets. You can find a lot of details there. We're going to move on to the fourth stage of this lead funnel, which is a thank you / sales page. And that's the real, if there's one thing that really makes this lead funnel stand out from any other sorts of funnels that you may have heard people talk about online, I think it's this thank you / sales page. It works incredibly well. I've been through many different iterations. Anyway, talked enough. Let's get into it now. Okay, so here we are now on the thank you page / sales page that we've been talking about that people are taken to after they opt in for our lead magnet. Now, I do need to quickly say, if you go ahead and opt in for the lead magnet, which I would recommend, and you're not taken to this page, that's probably because we're too busy and we're not looking for extra service work. In that case, you won't be taken to this page once you opt in for the lead magnet. You'll be taken to a page where you're asked if you'd be interested in purchasing one of our online courses about Facebook advertising. Fortunately, my business has reached a stage where we often have more people wanting us to create Facebook campaigns and stuff like that for their business than we can handle. When that's the case, we won't direct people to this page. Obviously, don't have time to do the phone calls and to take on new business. We'll send them there instead, which is a great thing you can do with this strategy. You can either pause the Facebook campaign if you want to save money, or you could offer something else once you do reach capacity. Okay, so with that said, let's go through this page. So again, you'll notice there's no header navigation, something I would recommend, important. You still don't want any distractions on this page. And then we'll start talking about what's included. So the first thing you need to do is acknowledge the previous action that they've just taken. So you don't want to land on this page and go, well, hang on a minute, where's my template? Where's my lead magnet? What's this? So here we've got, thank you for downloading my 5-part Facebook ad template. Your requested download should be within your inbox within the next 10 minutes. Now, of course, we have it set to send immediately. Sometimes it can take a few minutes for it to turn up, but that's just acknowledging what they've previously done. They can read that and go, oh, okay, cool, everything's fine. I'll go take a look at my inbox, at my email inbox, and the template should be in there. Then we've got in big letters beneath it, watch the video below to find out how we can help you get better results from Facebook. So, we've kind of set it up that you're going to have to wait a few minutes anyway. In the meantime, why don't you watch this video? They can't see how long it is. It does. I'm going to do it in a second. I'm going to refresh this page. This video will automatically start playing. Definitely something I would recommend. So they'll probably glance at this and then start watching the video. It's only 50 seconds long, I think. And that's the pivot. They've just done something. We're going to capitalize on the momentum. Thank you very much for downloading the template. Watch this video below to find out how we can help you get X. So obviously you can use this exact same text. You can copy that, instead of get better results, it would be whatever it is that your service helps people do. Remember, the whole point of this video, I'm going to go through it in a second, the whole point of this video is to get people to book a free phone call. That's what we want. That's what I've found is by far the best way to progress people when you're looking to generate, to sell your services and generate new clients. When you're advertising online, the number one hurdle you have to come across is that sort of connection. People normally hire service providers, or at least want to hire service providers that they know or someone else knows, or their recommendations. So you have to overcome that hurdle, and that's what we've done. By this stage, they've seen a video on Facebook. They've opted another video of you, hopefully face to camera like I've done here, and you've started to develop that relationship with these prospects now. You can sort of see why this works so well. Okay, so let's go ahead and refresh this page and quickly go through this short video and the elements in it.
Hi guys, my name is Ben Heath. I'm the CEO of Lead Guru, and I wanted to quickly say thank you very much for downloading my 5-part Facebook ad template.
So you can see from the start there, I've said hi, introduced myself, reintroduced myself. They should already know by this point. Remember, these people have already watched a video on Facebook of me face to camera. But I'm just sort of introducing myself, and I'm reaffirming the action they just took. I'm just like we did in the text above. I'm saying, well done for downloading the 5-part Facebook ad template. It's good because of X, Y, and Z.
It contains some of the best performing ads that I've created from a number of different industries, and you're going to find it really useful. I also wanted to...
that's just helping to overcome any form of buyer's remorse that you might get after someone opts in. Now, obviously, they're not paying for the lead magnet. It's free, but they could still regret their decision afterwards. We want to help mitigate that by saying, you made a great decision. It contains some of the best performing ads. You're going to find it really useful to use this, and then move on from there and start to get into the pivot where I start to talk about our services.
To quickly let you know that Lead Guru is a digital marketing agency that specializes in Facebook advertising. So we create and optimize Facebook advertising campaigns for our clients. And if you're looking to get better results from Facebook than what you're currently getting, we can almost certainly help you achieve that.
So at this point, I'm first of all, letting people know that this is a service that we provide as a company, because up to this point they haven't seen anything about our services. It's not mentioned in the video ad on Facebook. It's not on the landing page. It's not in the lead magnet. They haven't come across the fact that we are actually a service provider. So we need to let them know that. We need to let them know that we specialize in this in this area. And then I'm really starting to not be shy about promoting our services. And I know what we can bring to the table. I know that when we work with companies, we can help them get better results from their Facebook advertising than if they do that themselves. Just makes sense. We're experts in this field. We do this all day, every day. So I'm not shy about saying that in this video, and that's important. So I'll just give a little bit of information about, we can help you get better results, and then I'm going to transition into the call to action.
So if you are interested in working with us, all you need to do is fill out the very short contact form beneath this video, and then I'll be in touch to find out exactly what it is that you're looking to achieve and see if we can help you get there. So hopefully you fill out the form below and we'll talk soon. But either way, I want to wish you the best of luck with your business and with your Facebook advertising campaigns in particular. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.
So that's it. Really short video. The whole thing is, as you can see there, 52 seconds long. Another call to action I'll just quickly mention. I say there, fill out the contact form below. When we first were testing out this strategy, we had a contact form beneath the video where they give sort of name, email address, and then we'd reach out to them. I found it's much better to get them to book a slot directly in your calendar, as I'm about to show you. It's much more time efficient. You don't need either yourself or a support staff member to book all the phone calls, have them do it automatically. I just didn't bother re-recording this video because it worked anyway. People scrolled down, instead of filling out the contact form, they clicked on the button and then went through the process. But I would recommend, if you were to be recording your video from scratch, then instead of saying fill out the contact form below, say click on the button below, go through to a page on our site and book a slot directly into my calendar. That's how I'd recommend you do it. Okay, so let's now move on to the stuff beneath it, just very quickly. So all we're really doing here is just reiterating the points that we put in the video, just because, well, there's a couple of reasons why I've got this in there. Number one, autoplay won't work on a lot of mobile devices. So this video won't automatically play, and you can't guarantee that the people who opt in for your lead magnet will actually watch this and listen to this. Of course, a lot will, but some won't. So we want to reiterate some of the points in the text beneath the video. So you can see here we've got interested in working with us. As a digital marketing agency, we've worked with a wide range of B2B, B2C and B2B companies, helping them generate low-cost leads and sales online. So that's establishing our credibility for what we've already done. Then say, I'd love to talk to you about marketing your business online and on Facebook in particular. Simply click the button below to schedule a call with me, and we can have a quick chat to find out exactly what you're looking to achieve and how we can help you get there. So the tone of this is, look, we're just going to have a quick phone call. It's informal. You're not signing up for, a $5,000 a month retainer or anything like that. No obligation, just really chilled. Really relaxed situation where we're just going to have a chat. I can tell you how we work. If you might be interested, you can tell me what you're looking to achieve with your business. And that's how I'd recommend you pitch it. You don't want to be too aggressive at this stage. There'll be plenty of time to sort of close the sale over the phone, as it were. But at this point, keep it relaxed. And then again, beneath this, we've got a great big orange button on here that stands out. We want people's eyes to be drawn to this. What often happens, particularly on mobile devices, they'll see this page, their eyes will be drawn straight to the schedule a free call, and they'll be like, oh, what's that about? And then they'll read up here and have a look. Oh, okay. Oh, it's about, Facebook advertising services. Fine. Great. I will have a quick phone call with them, and you can capitalize on that momentum that we've been talking about. The bottom of the page, I've got some footer navigation, just like we did in the previous page. It's just, I think it comes across a little bit more professional to have a bit of navigation on this page. Okay, so let's now click on this button and go through to the next page, which is, of course, an important step. So when I click on this button, they'll obviously be taken to a scheduling page to schedule a free call. And I really, really strongly recommend that you do something like this, by the way, guys. Use this sort of software, have them book it directly, and I'm about to show you, it's so much better than having all that back and forth and time spent arranging appointments. Are you free, 3 o'clock on a Wednesday? No. Can you do 10 a.m. on a Thursday? Saves a lot of hassle. Just quickly on this page, I have entered in the header navigation in it, so people can move around my website. The reason why is because this page is linked to not just as part of this sales funnel, but with the rest of our website as well. So people can be getting there from different areas. If it was just as part of the sales funnel, I'd probably think about removing this. But because people might be getting there from different areas, the fact that would all of a sudden disappear would be a bit strange. So I've got it on this page. It's not a big point. If someone's made it to this stage, most people that make it to this page will go ahead and book a phone call. So as you can see, super simple page. Book a free Facebook advertising phone consultation with Ben Heath. Little picture of me. And then it says, come down here and you've got this. So As you can see here, this is powered by Acuity Scheduling. That's the software I use. Really good piece of software. I think it's $10, $15 a month. Costs absolutely next to nothing. And people can come in here. What I'm able to do is embed this into my site. You can see this is on my website. And then people can come in here and they can, you've got GMT. They can set their time zone to start with. So as I said, we've got clients not just in the UK, but in America, Canada, etc. So they set their time zone. And then what they can do is they can come in here. And you can see nowadays I don't have much time availability, but the black days are the days where there is some availability to have a phone call with me. So you could click, for example, on the 25th of April, and you can either book a phone call with me at 3 or 4 o'clock. And obviously you can set this up within Acuity so that as your week gets booked up, you can go back into Acuity and be like, that slot on Thursday afternoon, got to get rid of those few phone calls. And do it like so. So of course the availability is completely up to you. How many phone calls a week is completely up to you. I've set this as 45 minutes. Most don't go that long. Most are probably 25 minutes because what we're really doing on these phone calls is they're telling me about their business, what they're looking to achieve, and then I'm going to say how we work and we sort of see if they go together. It's not an intense scenario. We're not trying to sell aggressively. I'd recommend you don't do the same, but it's a really good way of getting that first stage. For a lot of businesses, we often don't meet our clients. For a lot of businesses, the point of that phone call will be just to see if they're the right sort of client for you, and then obviously to set up a face-to-face meeting. A lot of businesses will do it that way, in which case your calls, you could put that at 15 minutes. It's not going to take long at all, and that means you could do a lot more, obviously. But that's it. So use Acuity Scheduling. There are other options, other pieces of software that do similar things, I know, but they go through here. I'll just quickly show you the process. Let's say 24th, you click at 2 o'clock, continue. They enter in their details, first name, last name, phone number, email address, etc. They then complete appointment. And then what will happen is I'll get an email saying, an appointment has been booked in for 3 o'clock on Wednesday. And that's fantastic. So for me, when I want to generate leads for my services, that's all I do. I just turn the campaigns back on. All of this is set up, so it happens automatically. Once the Facebook advertising campaign is on, they're automatically... people obviously advertise that video. They click on the link in the video description like they're told to. They go to the landing page. They opt in for the lead magnet. They land on the thank you page. They click on the button beneath the video. They come to this page. They book a free phone consultation with me, and I haven't had to do anything myself. I could be building other areas of my business. I can be lying on the beach, whatever I want, and this is the point where I get the lead through. So once you've got this set up, it is fantastic. And think how warm your leads are by this point. They've seen a video on Facebook. They've come through to your website. They've opted in for a lead magnet, so they're on your email list. They've then come through to a thank you page, watched another video about you. They've clicked on a button to schedule a free phone call with you, and then they've gone ahead and scheduled that phone call. It's a fantastic sales funnel for generating services. Works incredibly well. And that's it, guys. That's my, the 5 steps to my lead funnel. That's exactly how I generate leads for my business. That's how I've generated leads for clients. It works incredibly well if you can get all the elements right. And it's not that difficult. It doesn't take that long to do. You've got to create, obviously, Facebook video and then the landing page and the lead magnet. These things can sound daunting, and if it does take you a month to put together, trust me, it'll be well worth it. Because once you've got this up and running, we've had this process running for well over a year now. It makes our lives so much easier. Our lead generation process works on autopilot, and it really allows us to scale our business. So what I'd recommend you do, first of all, is go through the things in order. So go ahead and watch that Facebook video ad of mine, the example again. Go through that, really sort of analyze it. Think about how you can modify that sort of structure and use it, and how that would apply to your own business. And then go through the process. So click on the link in the video description, like I say at the end of the video. Go through to the landing page. Take a look at that. Opt in for my lead magnet. That'll mean you're on my email list. Don't worry, I won't spam you at all. I'm just basically going to send you really high content, high quality Facebook advertising content like the video you've just watched. Go through to the thank you page and see that thank you page. Now, what I will say is, please don't book a session with me unless you are actually interested in our services. Just to give you an idea of the companies we work with, they're usually in the sort of high 6-figure a year, 7-figure and up mark. So if your business isn't that level, then it might not be best for you to book a phone call with me, because we just won't be able to help you guys out, basically. So please don't do that unless you are serious about working with us. But go through the process, see how it works, and then look to implement it your own business. So one thing just before you go, I'd really, an ask of mine that I'd really appreciate is if you could leave a comment below this video, just letting me know what service it is that you provide. I'd love to know all the different services that people are going to offer and market with this lead funnel. And then, of course, you could maybe come back in a few months' time and say, this has worked really well. It's, generating leads for X amount and all that sort of stuff. I would really appreciate that. That would really help me out. Also, please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more great content like this. I'm really enjoying producing this long form video content. If there's anything you didn't understand in this, or that you'd like me to go into a lot more detail into in another video, again, comment below. I will get to it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I know if you've made it this far, you're serious about advertising your business on Facebook, and I know if you can follow these steps, it's going to work really well for you guys. Thanks a lot. Best of luck with everything. Talk soon.